Wednesday, Bungie released a new blog post detailing weapon tunings coming in Lightfall, which will greatly shake up the DPS meta, which included many reworks, buffs, and nerfs. This gives us a great idea of what weapons will take over as the kings of damage. My name is Next Up Nova, and in this video, we are going to be going over 5 weapons that might take over the Lightfall DPS meta. If you enjoyed the video, consider subscribing and dropping a like, and let's get straight into the list. Firstly, Sleeper Simulant. Sleeper has fallen behind several legendary linear fusion rifles due to the lack of a major damage perk like Vice Stinger or Bait and Switch. But come Lightfall, Vice Stinger is receiving a magazine refill nerf down to 25% instead of 100%, and linears as a whole other than Sleeper are having their damage nerfed by 15%. Since Sleeper is unaffected by the linear fusion rifle damage nerf, it might become one of the best sustained damage options in the game, which will skyrocket its usage rate. Next on the list is Izanagi's Burden. Izanagi has consistently been the best primary sniper option in the entire game for damage ever since it was released back in Season of the Forge. It is also a top option for quick swapping with other weapons to create extremely potent damage combos. Although it has received several nerfs, including a massive hit to reload speed, it has a slight buff coming in Lightfall that will further solidify its need to stay in your loadout. The kinetic special weapon damage multiplier is being increased from 1.05 to 1.15, so this weapon being as strong as it is already will be even stronger. Third on the list, we have Anarchy. Anarchy dominated the damage meta for several years, making any PvE activity extremely easy, including GMs, dungeons, and raids. However, it received a 30% damage reduction to bosses back in Season 15/Season of the Lost, which led to a massive dip in its usage rate. Heavy grenade launchers are getting a 20% damage increase to bosses, which includes Anarchy, as well as an improved projectile collision, which makes it easier to land hits on targets. Now, with this large buff, it will be close to its pre-nerf state, and when paired with another weapon like Succession, a day 1 raid viable loadout once again. Now, fourth on the list, we have the Wendigo GL3. This is another option affected by the large heavy grenade launcher damage buff. Wendigo was introduced in the Forsaken DLC and immediately became one of, if not the best heavy grenade launcher damage option in the entire game, due to it being the only heavy grenade launcher in the game with explosive light and paired with Izanagi's Burden. Now, with it returning with both explosive light and the new perk Cascade Point, which I did explain in my other video about Wendigo, video will be in the description, it could make a great return as the best heavy in the game, paired with Izanagi's Burden come Lightfall. Now, fifth on the list, we have Grand Overture. Grand Overture released in the Witch Queen expansion along with Season of the Risen as a Season Pass weapon and was looked down on for a while, but has since received multiple large damage buffs. Machine guns are getting another 10% bump in boss damage in Lightfall, which will make this thing one of, if not the best, burst damage in the entire game. Along with the damage increase, machine guns will also receive a reserves buff depending on their hidden inventory size stat. Grand Overture's inventory size stat, according to light.gg, is 45, meaning according to the blog post, it will receive close to a 35% reserves increase, making it an even more insane option for both burst damage and total damage output. This is a very realistic, top damage option for the day 1 raid race. Now for our honorable mention, 1000 Voices. 1000 Voices is earned from the Last Wish raid and caused many players frustration in its drop rates when it first released. However, now it has been changed so that the more you do the raid, the higher chance you get of getting the exotic. It was an extremely potent and fun weapon to use as the solar beam absolutely melted many different raid bosses. It has recently fallen behind in the damage meta, so a Solar 3.0 rework is on the way. This weapon will now scorch targets and cause an ignition on every hit if you land the full burst, whilst using the Ember of Ashes fragment on a solar subclass. The ammo economy is still a worry, but the ignitions will surely make up for it. We'll test it once Lightfall comes around to see exact numbers, but definitely do not sleep on this option. Lightfall is just around the corner, and I can't wait to try these weapons out and see if they make a return to glory. Let me know what options you'll be trying in Lightfall and even the new raid in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed this video, consider dropping a like and hitting the subscribe button with notifications on if you'd like to see more content like this from me. Have a great rest of your day, Guardians, and peace.